kind of cool that both of them are. Oh my God, carriers are being made.
What? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I saw him making the fleet beacon. I'm like, yep, that's normal. We're gonna see Tempest. No, carriers. He's making 3 carriers. Tell your friends. Kodas is on. Hero.
Grim Patron this.
Hero.
Everyone, get in here.
Oh man. Hero is actually making 4 carriers right now. I love
this is either
guy.
going to be really awesome or
This guy's the
really
guy.
bad. He's so the guy.
Well, the thing is that we actually saw Vipers making. Right there, you see him. Vipers counter everything in the game, so I'm not sure how he's going to be able to do anything against that.
Yeah, if you have enough Vipers, you can kind of pick and choose your fights. You're like, okay, which units are important and which do I have to kill first? And then you kill them. Oh. Carriers coming here.
Well,
all right. We have not actually casted a game with carriers, right?
Not in this. No, not in Korean professional StarCraft.
I kind of forgot that they were in the game after we casted a little bit.
In actual inside Korea professional StarCraft, we've had 0 carriers so far in Legacy.
Wow. Crazy. Oh, there we go.
Or maybe GSL preseason we saw one or something. I don't remember, but yeah, nothing this year. So
now,
pretty awesome and insane to see this.
The general for carriers, guys, is you want to pool them always.
Yes.
And you never are okay with them knowing about carriers. Now, even though he saw 2 Stargates early on, that is not, believe it or not, a tell at all for later on carrier attacks.
No, nothing is.
Yeah,
in fact, the fleet beacon isn't.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, if I saw 1 Stargate making a carrier, I would think they misclicked. Okay?
Yeah.
You have to see multiple carriers for it to
bad.
mean carriers. 1 carrier doesn't mean carriers.
And, oh man, this is so weird. Okay.
This is really exciting. I just haven't seen pros really do this. And let's not forget they can shoot out those interceptors now. So, I mean, there's some cool moves that can be done. Like, that is definitely one way to break an area.
Well, I mean, if he's losing his ground army like that, the carriers might not matter.
Well, I think that he's looking at this and saying, okay, the only scary unit right now that you have is, in fact, the Viper. Like, Hydras, Lurkers, those probably aren't going to beat this many carriers. But
you know, Protoss should really a while ago have put a pylon and a cannon up there.
Let's work on that gas again, too.
Yeah, he's going to get that. There might still be some HP knocked off from the last attack once he got rid of the shields.
Slowly but surely.
There is also a drop. We're not getting it on camera here.
Does go ahead and pulls us in. All right. Well, now the carrier's coming in. Everything is going to die. Carriers actually deal the highest DPS in the game over Marines that are stemmed. Is what I believe that's. It's one or the other between those two. And I think it's actually carriers.
Let's just go say it's carriers to make this more exciting,
guys. Like, yeah, was it?
Now the problem when you go for carriers, and even though we were talking about how we don't see much carriers, carriers were used a lot in Brood War, so we do know a lot about how they work and how to stop them. The carrier path, once you've shown them, you have to be very specific about the route you take because a Zerg that harasses the main and expansions very well will beat a carrier player unless the carrier player tries to do some kind of an all-in and actually follows this very perfect route. Also, DTs can pair well with carriers for backing your main to defend. I'm sure Stalkers could probably have the same kind of functionality.
You know, Lenok did not even have a Spire at the beginning of this. I love what he's doing, though, making a lot of Lings right now. This is going to keep Hero back a bit. You know, the carriers are not like the fastest unit.
It's actually really smart. You're exactly right. Because it's not fast, because it's not quick, it's just powerful when engaging head-on. You use these low-cost units like Lings to get over there and draw the carriers back, especially when you remember that Hero lost that group of Stalkers and has had some other misplays with his army.
Well, will we see like a bunch of Corruptors or something? Yeah, that's really weird.
That's cute. Well, I think it's just to harass that high ground. And I don't know if he can win this, actually, with these carriers. I don't see any moment where the Protoss is going to be able to leave his base.
Well, he needs some units at home to actually defend against all this harassment. And then the carriers can go around with the Mothership Core and just recall if they get in trouble, like around the side of the map.
Sure, yeah.
But I think it looks like he wants to bring Archon High Templar with him, which would be the way to deal with mass Corruptors.
Yeah, this is really making me think. Okay. Zerg also, so many Corruptors here, and just staying back and really, doing the full gamut as far as tech goes. Burrowing Lurkers here.
All right, well, I mean, he may as well just send all of these types of units out. These units are not really useful at this moment.
Normally when you go up for carriers, you need to be in a good enough position where you're basically even is the best way to put it. If you're neck and neck and you got enough carriers out, this was especially true in Brood War against Tyrion. If you just stayed neck and neck and got the carrier tech and the architecture of the map was such that you could abuse the carriers right, you usually won. Now, I feel like the architecture on this map specifically is not conducive to a carrier win anyways, because I don't see how you end up with the offense for the carriers. Ultimately, when you go up for carriers, you're supposed to close with the carriers as an attack, and usually hold with your ground army. I don't see any...
I would say here, he's trying to make a death ball.
Yeah,
is what it is. He's just saying, okay, he's saying I can make an army set that can't be beaten. Not realistically, at least, right? Like, with High Templar, Carrier, Archon, and plenty of detection and Mothership, that I'm like trying to think off the top of my head what beats that, and it actually becomes this like, with the carriers able to shoot out interceptors, as long as you have minerals to replace your interceptors.
How does Storm work with this? Can you storm your own interceptors? Is that?
Yeah, it still works like that, can definitely hit them, but not if you send them out. Then it's going to be a little bit
maybe
different.
You try to blanket storms first. The carriers come in later on.
Oh, look at this. This is so cute. 14 probes. One storm host just killed 14 probes with one launch.
And we're now up to 23 here with lurkers harassing. See, this is the problem, is that you just look at the Protoss' supply. He's just so low. And even though it's just 2 expansion points he's trying to defend, it's enough to cause a headache here for Hero.
Yeah, this is...
By the way,
it's really tough.
Weird game to start out game 1.
Yeah. I can't wait to see if Hero tries to do this more going forward.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm under the impression he's not going to. He might have just tried to do a weird tech, because sometimes, you know, the game is so intense, the stakes are so high, and if you're losing, you just do something weird, and Lennox's like, what? And carriers are out, and then his brain is fried. He doesn't quite know what he's supposed to do. Right? There's a lot of pressure here. We even know if Lennox knocked out of here, he's not in the league anymore. Yeah, he might be a little bit frazzled, but in this game, not the case. He's doing a really good job. He seems to have just adapted perfectly to the situation. Now, also important to note, if you look at the way this map is shaped, Zerg keeps expanding from the top right to the bottom right. Protoss, bottom left to top left. Now, because Protoss is expanding slower, it's possible that Zerg takes the entire right side of the map, mines that out before Protoss does, and then Zerg's in a very weird spot, because then Protoss has more opportunities late game. I don't think that's happening here, but I just want to make a little footnote in this cast, because we might be there later on, and I want to highlight that now in case it does happen, because the longer the game goes on, the more likely that is to happen.
Definitely a possibility. By the way, the one thing I would have loved to see Hero add in here is just a Dark Shrine. If you just have like a couple defensive DTs in some of these further back areas that an Overseer can't really sneak into, the Zergling harassment is far less impactful. Just like a small little ad, like if anyone wants to try the strat at home, you probably need a Dark Shrine.
I agree 1,000%, man. I think that actually you have to have DTs when you do this, once you have the carrier clump, because it just makes you also have the opportunity to harass as well. DTs are also still difficult to keep up with. Okay, here we go.
Now, he did make a bunch of Broodlords. The Broodlords are actually functioning here to try to take out Archons and High Templars. Because you might look and be like, well, they don't hit carriers. That's not the point. For the Corruptors to work, Psystorm and everything has to, not be an issue.
And the carrier can like attack from 2 screen lengths. I need to be able to zoom out now, man. Whoops. I just knocked coffee on myself.
Oh,
Artosis,
no.
I got to keep casting. I got to clean this up.
It's a cold coffee, guys. Don't worry. It'll be fine. He'll smell better. All right, so he did decide to throw out the Interceptor there. This is really cool. Like, this is a great way to take over an area from Zerg. And this is the first time we get to see this.
Yeah. Now, with carriers, you can engage, you can fire the interceptors out, and then start to pull back, and that's what makes them so strong. Even if Zerg's running away, they're still going to take damage. The carriers can begin to kite. There's very rare instances where you want to face off against the interceptors, and it's usually when the carriers are low in number.
I like the zoning techniques he's using with interceptors as well. Send them to an area, move over to this other area that you want to be attacking.
Now, we got a base trade here. I think Protoss wins this game if he gets something where he can actually make pylons on the map.
Oh, that was nice. And the Mothership Core, well, he does end up getting it. That doesn't necessarily mean that the game is over. We need to see some Psystorms, though, going down.
Okay, he actually needs to, burst out those side storms, maybe even a little bit faster here.
And the amount of Broodlords is actually really making it hard for him to get any side storms or anything on this. But
he doesn't
have
anything
actually kill off all the Corruptors, which means every Broodlord will die.
Oh my God, this is so much gas loss.
So
this is crazy. Okay, now hold on. Do we have we don't have a preview PC here. I'm sorry. I was going to say
there's 5 minerals left. He has 78 interceptors. That's like his army basically.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about this. In a base trade, this makes it a little bit tougher economically for the Protoss to support itself.
Yeah, interceptors costing money actually does come into play. Especially it's going to in Legacy of the Void where you're not going to have as high banks.
Well, he doesn't have anything to defend, right? I mean, the Protoss doesn't. I'm not. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
He just loses because there's no way the carriers can get back there, and if they do, then Zerg runs away and keeps expanding.
Yeah.
Nice job, Lena. Cool game.
Cool
Hero
game.
teching to carriers.
Such a sick game there, Tasteless. Really happy with that one. What an interesting strategy. Will Hero continue to play like this?
I hope so. I'd love to see more of it and learn. Again, even though we haven't had a game with carriers in Legacy of the Void that we've casted, we've both had a lot of experience with carriers in Brood War. This game does lean more towards Brood War style, at least as far as the appearances of harass and expanding go. And so we did have something to kind of talk about there with how they work. But I think that he was actually in too much of a deficit that he...
I think the harassment post-carriers is what really got him, right? Like, he tried to break him with his Blinkstalker Disruptor, and, like, against... It just takes a long time to do that and allows him to tech up more. So
if he hadn't tried to break him with Blinkstalker Disruptor and just tech to carriers while taking out the other bases, maybe this game would be different.
Yeah, like keep Leenock on just 4 bases for a very long time while going carriers, and his defense was just a little bit off. Like the fact that like a Swarm Host caused 14 probes to die, there was Lings running in against expansions that literally had nothing. We watch him warp in 1 Zealot and wait for it to finish, and like these types of moves, I feel like those are where the mistakes were, more so than the carrier tech itself. It's the lack of defense against harassment from Leenock. It kept him stationary. Leenock was able to tech to exactly what he wanted. Like,
it's time for game number 2. Leenock in an upset in the lead. Let's see if Hero can turn this around. Bottom right in the blue, he is.
CG enters Hero.
In the upper right in the red, he is.
Late Ulster, Reno.
Yeah!
Solid audience down here today.
Yeah, not our biggest audience today, but
solid.
It's still solid.
Doesn't have to be the biggest to be the best, Tasteless.
That's right. Thank you guys at home for tuning in and joining us. Legacy of the Void is sick.
Yeah, it is. The games have just been
so
awesome nonstop.
good.
Nonstop good games.
Lots of new strats. We love you too, Wyoming.
I think that's all of Wyoming right there.
Have you ever been to Wyoming, man? It is so beautiful.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like just incredible.
Yeah, isn't Yellowstone partially in Wyoming?
I'm actually not sure.
Pretty sure it is. Wyoming guys, shake your head yes if Yellowstone is partially in
Wyoming. We're probably wrong. They're probably like, these guys are idiots.
Is it?
Man. Is it in Wyoming?
Yeah,
yes, it is. All right, we got a thumbs up.
All right,
also,
thanks,
guys, welcome to the studio. You too as well.
All right. We can confer with the fans in the audience if they have headsets. I'm like, all right, guys. All right, hold up 1 finger if you ate a burger for lunch. 2 if it was kimchi jjigae. 3 if you found a sandwich shop. 4 if you're hungry right now.
Do we know if they're bringing food to the studio today for everybody?
Oh, I don't know. This is an opening day, so I wouldn't imagine, but...
Guys, I got some news. Artosis is buying everybody pizza. It's okay, Dan. I already ordered it.
Great.
We'll just have the guy, and you can just swipe your credit card there. It's cool. No, we don't know if there's any fast food being delivered to the studio today, but some days we get lucky.
He looks at the credit card I give him. He's like, "Sir, this is a library card."
Sir, is this a college cafeteria card you're giving me?
It's not even your name.
Okay, so 3 base Zerg against 2 base Protoss right now. Adepts are being made, and we have a Stargate coming here. This is all very orthodox PvZ.
Yeah, this is as standard can really be now.
Yeah.
The only real question was, will that be an Oracle? Will that be Phoenixes? Looks like Hero does want to go into those Phoenixes here once again.
Oracle seemed to be more popular at the start when the builds weren't quite mapped out because you could get more damage, where Phoenixes seem to allow you to develop more into the late game. And when you get enough Phoenixes, really no matter how good your opponent is, you're probably going to be getting drones.
Yeah, you'll get drones. You'll be able to push Overlords around the map a little bit. There's like a lot of nice things. Being able to pick off a Queen here and there and stuff. And just like the already built-in defense against mutas is my favorite of all those.
Nice wall, by the way, here. Airtight, no way for Zerg to get in there, although the Adept is going to have to come down here and try to drive back that Ling. The Lings may... Oh, okay, I thought they might try to run in to dive on the Adept.
And the Lings come back the very next day.
That's right. They
Lings
thought he
back.
was a goner, but the Lings came back.
I wondered if you knew what I was doing.
The Pylon Cannon had to chase him away. Back to Linux base. All right, done.
Keep going, Tasis.
No,
Cast
that's it.
this whole game like that.
What we need to do is have a camera at the bottom right, and you and I pantomime cast the game for what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would totally do a good job with that.
So the Adepts are still being produced. Protoss is getting into a pretty decent position. The Phoenixes only just now are beginning to do the damage that they need to do, and this is going to be a bit of a frustrating moment. And also, he stopped making Phoenixes from this point on. So I think he only got... There's a 4th one coming up. Yes, there is. I see on the mini-map. So he's going to stick with 4, and then he wants to develop into a solid ground army. He may be going for an Adept timing. Am I wrong about this, Tosis?
He definitely could be. Like, I feel like that's something that we saw a lot at the beginning on this map, because it's just like kind of a hard map to play, so just making a bunch of Adepts definitely can catch Zergs. And he's adding this thing as Stargate, so this could be one of those mass Phoenix, mass Adept type attacks. Let's see what he goes for here. Will he actually start Resonating Glaives? So, no, I just wanted the Twilight Council so I could get my +2 shields. Like, well, I mean, you don't even have a Forge hero, so that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, now
You actually caught yourself for a second there.
The carriers are starting to make more sense now that you've said that, hero. That's kind of weird, man.
He is going for mass Adepts here. I'm not... I don't... we've been casted a good amount of games. Yeah, it seems like you just want to keep the pressure on.
This is...
The Phoenixes already cost the Zerg in an odd way. Oh, God. Okay, he has to control that. The Phoenixes already cost the Zerg in a funny way because they have to make spores, and then you get a few drones anyways. And then it looks like what he does is he makes Adepts. It just hits that window where Zerg wants to be making drones again.
Now look at this. He goes up into the main base, and this makes the 2 other hatcheries rally roaches through the Phoenixes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and he can actually go back and forth, switching directions. And as the Phoenixes come in here, oh man, this is a really cool strat.
If he had Glaives, this game would already be over, but this is like a lot of damage anyways. This is, well, absolutely great for Hero.
He's actually able to fight the roaches at a more individual level, because they all can't get over there at the same time. And even just taking out the Spore, nicely done though over here once again.
Man, clogging that ramp right now. These Phoenixes going to town on the roaches slowly but surely.
Yeah, he might even want to do more mass pickups in a moment like that. I think he would save a little bit more with his Adepts. The Adepts do back up, and I'm assuming we have a good amount of Adepts pulled back at home here for Hero.
Yeah, he has been making some more. Resident Glaives is about to finish, so that's definitely going to help as well, but he's using a lot of his lifts actually on economy here as opposed to army, so something that can bite you in the butt sometimes with Phoenixes, but we do have Leenock coming in for an attack here.
Oh, he's like not watching his Adepts, man. He's got to get back. Okay, he's driving the roaches back over here. Zerg is going to get the Pylon, possibly the Nexus as well. And frankly, if he stops the Nexus, that's enough.
Yeah, that would be a really nice move. Actually goes after that Pylon first. Plenty of Adepts here, but I think he will force a cancel at least.
Gets the Pylon, the probe, excuse me, as well.
Yeah, now he's really slowing down the economy here of Hero. But, you know, Leenock isn't sitting on, like, great tech or a ton of drones, so there's definitely potential for Hero to go back across this map and get more damage in.
The fact that it's actually 43 drones on 3 bases,
yeah,
that's not very good.
But he's had to make, like, a lot of units here, right? And right now there's 14 Phoenixes out, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, if you just think of the number of pickups. And by the way, the Adepts, they are upgraded now. They're going to be doing a lot more damage. Here we have the pickups occurring right now.
Now look at this. They walk back to that Queen, to that Spore, in an area where the Phoenixes can't do nearly as well.
Okay, he's going to come up here for the pickups. It looks like he might actually phase right on top of him.
Oh, I like it, man. And in fact, look at this. He is just destroying these Hydras right now. In fact, destroying everything.
Wait, how many Adepts? Okay, there's enough on the ground.
Yeah.
Hard to tell in that battle. We don't really see what's underneath them, but
it was too much damage from those Phoenixes.
We're tied up 1-1.
So many. He had like 16 or 18 Phoenixes by the end of that game. Pretty crazy. We did see a build just like this on Runes of Ceres in Pro League, so I can't remember exactly what it was. I thought it was Seed, maybe not, but anyways, Hero winning that game with kind of this build. It's like kind of new. I don't think it's necessarily overpowered. I just think it's new and people aren't they don't completely have mapped out how to crush it.
Yeah, it's interesting because you do see there's moments where Hero suffers losses, and Zerg seems to be more flimsy than they should when the Phoenixes come out.
Yeah.
But I think it's the fact that it has odd interruption times for when the Zerg wants to make the drones.
Yeah.
There was not a moment before where Protoss had a ground unit that could suddenly come in and barge right in and start hitting drones and even fairly fighting like roaches, for instance. And I think that's sort of the struggle that Leenock was having there, was trying to find that balance, find out when he's safe, find out when he could attack.
Yeah, it was definitely not as used to that strategy as he needs to be to beat it, because I don't think Hero did it like perfectly either. But all right, we're gonna go into map number 3. It's gonna be Ruins of Ceres. Nice big map. We'll have to see where those spawns are.
A lot of pressure, especially in a group like this. Both these guys badly want to make it at least to the winner's match for the rest of this. You have a much higher odds of getting out of the group. And our countdown has started. Let's do this. Let's wrap up our first best of 3. Hero against Leenock. The upper right in the blue.
CJ enters Hero.
In the bottom right, in the red.
18 All-Star, Reno.
Well, we'll see if he does another mass Adept Phoenix strategy. If so, I think they're going to have to knock that Adept versus Light damage from 22 to 21, Tasteless.
I love it when you laugh at your own jokes, Artosis.
Just like, that's just funny, man. I'm just a funny guy, I don't know.
Nah, you are a funny guy.
Is to it.
No one could deny that, Tosis.
Well,
on this map, they are both hugging the right. Both Zerg and Protoss will be expanding towards the left. Protoss upper left, Zerg bottom left, obviously. These middle bases here and the center right are not going to be touched, most likely. Greetings from Team
F3, man.
BX3 from Norway. Thank you for coming down, guys.
Oh my God, it's Snoot!
It's Snoot right there. Yeah, we got a good amount of non-Koreans down here.
Yeah, man. Who doesn't like
this? Those of you guys at home, you can always come down here. It's totally free. Not everything in life is free, but
the best
getting
things
into
in
the
life
studio,
are free, Tasteless.
Getting into the studio. That's not true, first of all. But
it is.
But well, the best thing
I have
in life
never
is
bought
free.
a single skin in StarCraft 2, man. Well, I guess I bought StarCraft 2, but
yeah, you did. You actually just bought all the skins for all the units at once. You just didn't know it.
oh my God, I was tricked.
That's right.
Oh, it's pay to win. Oh,
So pay to win.
pay to win StarCraft 2.
It's minimum $60.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
damn.
Oh. Well, I mean, if you wait for it on sale, it's like 30, but oh.
That's called wait to win. That's not even pay to win. Wait to win. Oh, it's even worse.
Bargain hunt to win? No.
No.
So, how are you doing, Tasteless?
I'm doing good. Did you get a chance to download Street Fighter V?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I got it, man.
It's really
good.
busy work weeks for me.
Oh, yeah. You've been casting even more than me this week.
Yeah.
It's good. It's great.
Can't wait to try it.
It's hard to get games, and it's the menu is not really optimized to, like, but I think they're going to fix that. So
That's good.
I was just curious because I know you love Street Fighter a lot, just like me.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's such a fun game. Very excited to give it a try. I heard it's a lot better than 4, and I really enjoyed 4.
Yeah, 4 was really good. I like it so far. I dig it.
Cool.
All right, so the probe is coming around now. It is important to note control of this watchtower over here on the right. Since harassed by air and drops has been strong for both sides, having that under control is really good.
And that could help him as well, because we have like a bajillion Zerglings actually being made right now. It's pretty crazy. He's going to go for massive drops. This is a build that we've been seeing a lot lately.
Does he put the queens in here, or is it just Link?
Yeah, he's got 3 queens.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It's right
there.
But
that watchtower that you were talking about, Tasteless, flies right through it.
Nerd.
Now, does that mean that he's going to live through this? Not necessarily. He might actually just still die to this, but he actually has a lot of gateways on the way. He has his mothership core sitting up here. Gonna have to activate it. Oh, here come the probes.
Here it is. Note all the probes are being brought over here now.
Oh, man.
And he's going to drop right on top of these Adepts.
Yeah, we need a photon overcharge here, I think. Okay, there he goes. He does have the energy for that.
Ooh.
Only 2 probes dying so far.
Not exactly the kind of micro you're used to seeing as Queens being microed in and out of Overlords, but let's see how many kills he actually gets. Again, it's still just 2 probe kills. He's hitting the mothership core.
Yeah.
I think that...
Well, I believe it was Speedlings at the front here.
I believe it was Billowy that I casted. I think it was SSL or Pro League. I don't know. I've casted too many games now, but he was saying that it's a free win. That this build is not as good that Zerg do.
Oh, against this build?
Yeah, he thinks that it's just like...
Yeah, it was funny that night where like Bjol and Ragnarok both did it. When Ragnarok did it, you just like lost, right?
Yeah. Well, look at the worker count right now. It's 31 to 26. So when it's all said and done, not to mention Zerg's losing queens with this. But hey, the unpowered gates might change this.
Don't worry. Leenock is ready for getting into the late game. He does have +1 melee on the way. Doesn't matter how many drones you have when you have +1 melee.
Evo, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Well, he's unpowered the gates. He's going to get the Nexus. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that Leenock is out of this by any means. Like, there's a lot of Adepts and whatnot, but he's got 2 bases still. He's got good production going on.
Okay, the Phoenixes are harassing over here on this Overlord, and that's going to allow the Adepts to get down over here. This is 100% going to be taken out.
Look at this. Look at this fancy micro that he's having to do to run away from the Adepts and not lose the Overlord.
And he's like transfusing the Overlord at some points, yeah.
Oh, this is so funny. This
Tactical Queen harass.
Yeah, this is like awesome. I love what I'm watching here. Look at this. The Adepts have to go all the way back up. You know how much time this is buying Leenock? Because right now, Hero wants to be over there attacking these Adepts.
In the game that Billowy won.
Oh,
I was
Leenock.
having fun watching that.
He
That's
should have
too
dropped
bad.
them out.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, there's not even a single spore over here, by the way.
Well, this is what happens in the games I've casted already, is that the Phoenixes, especially if you're making Phoenixes at the start, you just fly back and start killing drones. Zerg, sending those 3 queens out makes the attack kind of scary, but it also means that they don't have queens like they would like to back at home, which kind of staggers what they want to do as far as their development back in the base.
Look at this. He is picking off quite a few queens here. That's all right, though. Leenock says, I don't have any money. I don't need larva.
Yeah.
Kind of a
Or maybe it's the other way around. I don't have any larva. I don't need any money.
It's both.
It's kind of the glass is half full, glass is half empty.
Leenock's like, I want you to do this.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget that Protoss has not been on that Nexus really. Second base that was taken out, so he's not mining off the 2 bases. Had the Nexus stayed alive, I think this would be it'd be much clearer, the lead. But I got to say, I think Heroes is handling this pretty well. And I'm curious, because we've seen this strategy a lot. I'm wondering how often this is going to be used, if this is like a gimmick strat, some kind of crappy gimmick cheese.
The Zergling queen drop, you mean?
Yeah.
I think it was like very cutting edge, like the first couple times it was used, maybe. But people figured it out pretty quickly, because especially when you see something like that, you'll definitely have people trying on the ladder. You get plenty of practice.
At least you know.
But I think it's something that will rotate back in because Protosses just have to be slightly less greedy, I think, to hold on against it if they suspect it. But as it rotates out, and people no longer are looking for it, it can easily rotate back in. So I think it's something that, like, yeah, we'll see from time to time, basically, but not regular.
Yeah, right now it's like in the pro gamer meta, it's so common. You would almost want to hard counter it sometimes. Anything where you're both hugging like the right, or it's like a one-on-one map.
Arena, or these spawns on Runes of Ceres.
Well, also, if you just look at probably the perceived skill difference between these two guys, I think even Leenock would probably say Hero's maybe a better player than him. So why not do, try to quick win strat it.
Quick win strat.
Quick win strat it, as all the top casters say. League's going to come up here, and he's going to try to do some harass. I don't think we actually... Okay, we have one pylon over here that can help defend.
Yeah, still kind of a little bit annoying there. Looks like he is trying to pick off this hatchery before he does evacuate. Yeah, lifting off that roach. That helps. Keeps those adepts alive. Does end up dealing with those lings, but losing 8 probes, that's kind of a big deal.
Zerg is actually slightly ahead in workers. So he's going to have to do some damage here with these adepts.
And he does have a Nidus on the way here as well. Where was that Nidus, actually? He saw that, right?
No,
As
he
walked
did not.
by?
He
He didn't see it, okay.
We're going to check. Wait, where's it going to be? It's going to be right down there. Oh, but the Phoenix is there.
Oh, it has to be out front, actually. He doesn't have anything floating over there to see.
Oh,
look at how many queens he's killing off. God.
Okay.
Like, Hero's just winning this by
ditched
making lots of Phoenixes.
He's going for it, man. These Phoenixes got to get back home right away.
If Leenock gets to play Hero again in this, he just needs a rush to Parasitic Bomb.
All right, he's coming up now. He's activated the pylon cannons. We have a few adepts over here. The Phoenix is not quite back here yet. Probe's being evacuated. He has to keep as many alive as possible.
Yes, indeed. He brings back all of his Phoenixes. Slowly but surely, they will be able to clean this all up, bring the adepts down as well. The Roach is just targeting pylons because there's really not much else to target. And this was definitely not as effective as he was hoping for.
Well, I think the problem is that, I mean, granted, I don't know what other options Zerg has. If you do a Roach attack, guys, on Protoss, and they have Phoenixes, that has a timer on it. That has an expiration date, but and it's pretty quick.
And you know what? And the thing is, I look at this, I'm like, ooh, it feels to me like Hero is just running away with this at the moment. But, you know, I like where Leenock's going with this. The energy is nearly gone for these Phoenixes. It's going to be gone eventually, right? And he's just continuing to make roaches. He's getting burrow and burrow movement. So, like, the multitasking is going to be kind of crazy here. He can be all over the place at third base. There's no way it's going to be able to stay up. The Phoenixes are going to run out of energy.
He's going to get another Nidus Worm up here. Also, Protoss has lost enough workers.
It's a scouting Nidus. But yeah, look at this. This is cool. I like this. He doesn't have roach speed.
Yeah, wow. Isn't that painfully slow to watch that?
Oh my God, it's so slow. It's so slow, Tasteless. This is painful. It's like a queen or something.
Wow, that is slow.
Oh my God. The Reaver is back. It's a speedless burrow movement roach. It's been a long time since I've seen this. All right, so does split up his Phoenixes here. God, he has a lot of Phoenixes.
Okay, this is such a scrappy game. We're actually at 11 minutes, 40 seconds, and the worker count is 30 to 39. And barely have, as a third base, even been mined from here by Zerg.
It looks like that Nidus exit will be going down. Ooh, painful death.
Still
12 probes.
Yep, Roach is doing a little bit more damage. This does add up. He's going to do it just right again.
Oh, I love it. I love how he's just not letting up. Leenock's like, well, if I'm going to win, it has to be like this. I can't sit back and just switch.
Yeah.
There's way too many Phoenixes to do anything else. But he is getting Infestation Pit. I'm interested to see what he wants to do with that.
They need to get an upgrade where the Phoenix can actually pick up the Nidus, just rips it out of the earth, tail
I think if you have, like, you just look at how much bigger something is than something else, and it takes that many Phoenixes to lift.
Yeah, it's like 12 lifts.
Like, tell me that, like, 6 Phoenixes shouldn't be able to lift up an Ultra. I argue otherwise.
What I would do is I would get 40 Phoenixes and lift up the right side of the map and dump all their units off.
Ooh.
Yeah, since all these maps are basically on giant platforms.
But you can't move something that's up there, right? With the lift?
Huh?
You can't. Wait.
Oh, no,
what
I
about
would
this?
actually pick up the map, Artosis.
Oh, you pick up the whole map?
Yeah, and I just turn it on its side. You didn't get my joke at first. I was
Okay.
actually kind of surprised that you just didn't react right there.
I
So,
get it.
good
You know
job.
what? I would lift up his hatchery and put a pylon underneath and let it down.
Yeah, then
see
it
what
can't win.
happens.
Yeah, that's how you win.
Oh, man. I like what Leenock has tried to do to recover here. He's making an infestor tasteless.
Yeah,
He's going to get one
He
fungal
is.
off on half the Phoenixes.
Guys, he's getting one infestor.
Yeah.
There's like one ground unit in the game right now, and it's an immortal. It's like the weirdest game I've ever
It's
cast.
exactly the unit he needs.
Yeah.
This is so
This
weird.
looks like a single-player mission, you
Yeah.
know?
Hold on against heavy Zerg
Survive
harassment.
for 20 minutes against Leenock, and then you will win the game.
And then, like, the people who actually made that map didn't think that the people playing that single player would just make mass Phoenixes and lift up all the roaches. Like,
That's how you beat it, man. I figured I had to beat that mission by going on game facts, man.
all right, a single burrow movement roach coming over here. Uh-oh, there's an observer and an immortal. The two biggest enemies of the burrow movement roach.
His life was a failure.
Yeah. Oh, God. Tasteless, I want it to end, man. This is, like, really painful right now.
Well, we're basically watching these players exhaust so hard. It's like so few units, and
Look at
mining
this.
has barely happened. Oh, sick.
Okay, if he hits perfect fungals on clumped Phoenixes, that could do something.
Sicky.
Six
Sticky.
Oh, where's the fungals?
Oh, sort of. I can't quite tell how many he's gotten there by just looking at that.
Yeah, no, it looks Protoss favored.
Okay. Well, I guess Zerg is going to have to tech to the G key on his keyboard. He's like microing one of his own immortals up here. Look out! GG. Cool
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
Cool games. Great series. I love it.
Yeah, it was definitely a really cool series and fun games. Kind of funny, you know, Leenock does try that all in on those close spawns on Saris. But truly the game that he won was the macro game.
Yeah, that's true.
He won the macro game.
That actually was quite a delightful final game.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
It was fun seeing how they both tried to deal with that situation.
It's one of those funny moments where you have so few units. It's like every unit is so important, right?
Yeah.
Protoss has a lot of Phoenixes, and Zerg has like a couple roaches, but they're in different spots on the map, so they can hit different locations. And then there's just one immortal. Ultimately, though, when Zerg does a strat like that, you are running out of time. The longer the game goes on, the more likely you are to lose.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, even that +1 melee attack not pulling him through.
That's right. I almost forgot about that.
Didn't even make any lings after that.
We are going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll go on to our second best of 3 here in today's GSL Code S.
It's Mr. V. It's yours. Yeah, and right now we want y'all to move back.
언제나 있는 그대로의 맑고 깨끗함을 지켜가라고. 겨울을 잊은 강물이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
We are hope.
We are honor.
We are courage.
We are justice.
We are compassion.
We are determination.
We are harmony. We are Overwatch.
회의가 좀 늦게 끝나서.
아 그래요? 괜찮아요. 그냥 게임 몇 판 하면서 내리고 있을게요.
아씨 뭐 하는 거야 아이고. 아 오라고 좀. 뭐 철 만들었나 부서지지도 않네.
치킨 먹고 갈래? 치킨만 먹고 가라. 한 번 맛보면 매니아가 된다. 치킨 매니아. 자네가 그 치킨 매니아인가?
웬열? 와, 움직임이 끝내주는데. 진짜 부드럽게 움직이네. 플렉스볼은 굴곡진 덕선에도 막힘이 없거든. 발음 조심하자. 나 덕선이라 그랬냐? 덕선에도 막힘이 없다고. 저게 면도기로 가능한 거네. 역시 대세답네. 대세가 뭐야? 전세 같은 거? 요새 애들 다 쓰지? 그게 대세야. 그래가지고 내가 저거 쓰잖아. 그래서 나도 저거 쓰잖아. 선우는 뭐 쓰지? 보라 누나한테 물어봐. 태기는 못 써. 덕선, 너 나한테 왜 그러냐? 덕선이는 아직도 좋아. 야, 마이콜은 못 쓰냐?
2,500만 명이 응답한 플렉스볼 아직도 안 써보셨나요? 질렛, 남자를 위한 최상의 선택.
K3에 지치지 않는 열정으로 Passion is my fuel. The new K3.
신제품 브라운 시리즈 3를 소개합니다. 몇 번의 움직임만으로도 빠른 밀착 면도와 최적의 피부 편안함을 선사합니다. 전에 없던 빠른 속도를 경험하라. 신제품 브라운 시리즈 3 Only from Brown.
땀, 타협하지 않기에 멈추지 않는다. 말이 아닌 땀으로 보여줄 것이다. 땀 흘리는 순간의 게토레. 게토레이드.
나오면 위험하거든요. 이번에 들어왔어. 나오면 또 아이언을 위험한데. 내 목숨을 아이언에게. 그냥 강이 좀 위험한데요. 들어왔어요. 황정사도 정말 져야 되는데. 들어와서 밀고 유령. 황정사 단점성이 없어요. 질럿 웨이브, 질럿 웨이브. 그렇죠. 더 소환될 수 있거든요. 돌진입니다. 돌진. 무조건 황정사.
항상 실패는 잊혀지기 마련입니다. 사람들이 기억하고 떠올리는 건 승리한 자손에 쥐어진 트로피뿐일지도 모르죠. 패배에 낙담을 하고 고개를 떨군 그 모습은 어떤 누구도 끝까지 기억하진 않을 겁니다. 하지만 패배를 두려워하지 않습니다. 포기하지 않습니다. 그들은 다시 한번 달려나가기 위해 노력합니다. 경쟁에서 이기고 환호하며 관중들에게 박수를 받는 그 짜릿한 순간을 항상 머릿속에 그리기 때문이죠. 그래서 오늘도 그들은 여기로 향합니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 이번에 BJ로서 제2의 이제 인생을 살게 된 전 프로게이머 이영호입니다. 저도 사실 많은 고민을 했고 어떻게 하면 팬분들과 소통을 할 수 있을까 이런 생각을 했는데 내린 결론은 BJ를 하면서 제가 그동안 받았던 사랑이 큰 만큼 멋진 게임 보여드리면 팬분들 좋아하지 않을까, 좀 열정을 가지고 할 수 있을 것 같아서 정말 열심히 한번 방송하고 게임 열심히 할 테니까 팬분들이 아낌없는 관심과 사랑 부탁드립니다. 이번 주 일요일 9시에 첫 방송 시작하니까요. 많이 시청해주세요.
Hot 6 GSL Season 1 Codex. Hot 6 GSL Codex Group B. Hero, Reno, Seed, Dream. Welcome to GSL. 오늘 우리는 되찾으리라. 스타크래프트2의 영광과 GSL의 유산을.
What's up, guys? We're back here at the GSL Codex. We've already finished our first match. Hero with a very close 2-1 defeating Lena.
It was a nice match, really interesting, a wide variety of play, including that game number 1, which was just bonkers with carriers. I mean, come on.
That's why we call it Group B. It's B for bonkers, Artosis.
B for bonkers.
B for these games are making me bananas.
Wow! And the screen is yellow! Bananas are yellow! Whoa!
What does it mean? Oh my god!
There's some bruised bananas on this screen. See all those black dots?
Yeah, on the right side? Yeah.
The bruises just make it sweeter.
Shut up, grandmother! I hate bruised bananas.
Yeah. Okay, so just we have a nice PVT coming up here. Seed going up against Dream. And speaking of TVP, I would say that without any doubt, Thermal is the best Dutch player. Would you agree?
Absolutely, no question about it.
Yeah, no question. Okay, but about Seed going up here against Dream, who do you think has the advantage?
Seed.
All right.
I think Seed's got this.
Okay, but it's a double-edged sword that we haven't seen Dream lately, right? Because we haven't seen him, which means he hasn't been doing so hot, but we haven't seen him, so we don't really know how good he is. Whereas Seed has a lot of games out there right now. He's being fielded a lot in Pro League.
I thought at first for a second you meant Seed. We haven't seen many games.
No, Dream.
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, well,
no,
we actually have.
Hell of a lot.
Yeah.
From him. But yeah, as you see here, like, he did the qualifiers and then his Code A match, and that was
Dream
it.
Looks kind of tired, man. He might be dreaming right now.
I think he's
Code S. Yeah. For my next challenge, I will win a Code S with my body full of melatonin.
Oh my, that would be tough. Well, I'm excited to see what Dream does here, because he seems like a Terran that should transition to Legacy of the Void well. But I guess we'll see.
All right, our map lineup: Prion Terraces, Orbital Shipyard, and Dusk Towers. Seed, a very unpredictable Protoss. This guy has won a GSL Codex. He's also introduced strategies that we have never seen before.
Yeah, absolutely. And
more than once, too. I know that a lot of people talk about when he made like the Hallucinated Immortal and stuff like that 5 years ago, but no, he's got a very, very specific style of play.
Oh, certainly.
He's super smart.
He's kind of invented like a lot of stuff, or at least broken the ice on pro stages with
Sure.
it. Like, for instance, the Forest Stalker drop to pick off creep tumors way back in, maybe it was Wings of Liberty even. Like, this guy has always kind of marched the beat of his own drum. He plays kind of the off styles in a lot of matchups.
Is Dream seriously going to play with a jacket on?
I think so. Well, what you don't see is that he cut off the arms of the jacket. It's like finger gloves.
Wow, I guess he is really going to play with a coat on. I can't imagine doing that myself, but whatever, to each his own.
Well, I mean, you don't really need your arms to have much maneuverability if you're making liberators,
Artosis,
right?
I'll put you in a coat right now. You sit down and play StarCraft 2. Let's see how that goes, okay?
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean. That's weird. All right, guys, game number 1 has begun. Begun also starts with B.
Whoa! Group B!
Upper
Group B
left.
has begun!
In the blue.
MVP 치킨마루 CD.
Seed. Okay, we're going to change this shot? Or
No, we're just going to look at him.
Yeah. In the bottom right, in the red, he is.
How funny it would be if they show Seed again. Just right back to Seed's face.
I forget if I don't think we talked about this last time, but there was a guy who tried to stream StarCraft about a year ago, and he messed up his on X-Splitter Hobbs, and he had it on his face. His face was the entire screen.
Yeah, it was funny.
And I think it got like a couple thousand people to start watching as you just would watch this guy's face.
It was like really close too, so it wasn't even like.
And people could sort of see the mini map at the bottom side, so people could kind of guess what was going on.
Well, if it was a TVZ, I totally could have known the entire game and not needed to see.
Yeah.
But
one thing to note on this map is that the gold base is now at the natural.
Yeah.
Which has made for some very interesting games, and this is new enough in StarCraft 2. I don't know about you, Artosis, but I'm not yet comfortable with how the game operates at this level.
Yeah, having
I think it's a
gold
good thing,
in the natural,
but I don't understand it fully yet. It's so new.
I like that we have the change. I personally am not enjoying it so much. In fact, with the new map changes, Laralac getting the back destructible rocks, and then this game the gold, I switched that veto out. So. It kind of gives you like way more minerals, way quicker. So it's
and also there's another gold base on this map. Here we have
likely to be the third.
The Seed photo. He won that GSL in Busan. That was our Busan on the beach, Hyundai Beach, a magnificent venue. And sadly, he won it 3-0 hardcore, and the day ended before the sun even set, so we could get our awesome night shots of
it was
what the beach looks like there. But I mean,
that was a really sad. The saddest part was not even that he just wrecked MC and it was like over super quick, but that DRG, a Busan native who was in great shape, was in the round of 4 and then choked completely. Like the way he looked in round of 8, it was certain he would go to the finals, and then he just I think there was too much pressure because his family and friends will all be there. He's in his hometown,
the whole city will show up. It's a Busan versus Solite match.
Yeah,
so,
but wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. That was the saddest thing for me.
Busan historically in Korea has attracted the largest crowds. Hyundai Beach, I should say, which is a
Gwangunli is actually the one that holds the record, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the one right next to Hyundai Beach. So one train stop away from each other. So, but that little area.
Yeah.
It's been some crazy, not just StarCraft, other esports events as well. Just the whole beach fills up. It's crazy.
It's a great place for events. Absolutely love going down there
and
anytime.
that is Korea in a nutshell. There's Sona gaming. There's gaming on the beach.
Totally. Yeah. Taking a look at this game, we do have what looks to be some Widow Mines coming out with a medevac, so going to be doing a little bit of harassment there. Harassment definitely can be really nice. Any amount that you delay mining at that gold base hurts more than normal, so something to keep in mind there.
Good job with the Reaper. He's actually getting all the way in here. We'll see everything. Let's see if he can actually manage to get out. This is pretty tough considering the Adepts and the Mothership core, and he's taken out. For Terran over here, Stim has started. And we have more Widow Mines coming out here. Is he going to drop? Yes, he is. But not bringing Marines with this. It looks like he just wants to fly through and try to interrupt the mining of the probes.
Yeah. But For Seed, he's actually doing like the safest build in Protoss vs. Terran right now. To go 3-gate Blinkstalker with Observers is super duper safe. Of course, you have to alter it a little bit because you have this gold base. He's adding some extra gateways a little bit more quickly. And I imagine with this build that he'll take a third base, but he could turn this into an attack as well.
Yeah, let's see. This is definitely a good build to copy, guys, if you're Protoss. Now here comes the Widow Mines coming down here now. It looks like he just will barely. What? Oh my God.
That is, wow.
That did way more than it was supposed to. I was positive that was going to actually take it out.
Yeah, 6 hit points left.
Seed not happy about that.
Ooh. Well, that hurt, but
yeah, that was sad.
you know, you're going to want to refill the probes on your gold base immediately if possible.
Yeah, you always prioritize the gold base over the blue mineral base.
Now, he does have a prism on the way, so that plus blink, I wonder if he's going to try to get aggressive with that, because I don't think getting aggressive right now is actually going to work. We're about to have stim done.
Yeah.
We're going to have concussive shells done as well. Plus, there's Widow Mines being made, so like you have a Widow Mine there and all your units with multiple medevacs ready to stim in.
We do see, though, occasionally when Protoss takes some pretty big hits, actually with any race this happens, they just decide to try to do an all-in. But I agree with you. I think if he tried to do that this time, he would lose.
Yeah, I see what he's doing now. This is actually basically what he did against Journey the other night, which is he's making some Immortals. He's going to go Blinkstalker plus some Immortals plus Adepts, and that's like very powerful for attacking Terran as they take a third base. But we don't really see a third base being taken by Dream, so if he doesn't take one, I don't know that he's going to be broken.
Well, he's going to try to push up here. This may just be an attempted pin on the Terran to try to keep him uncomfortable with flying out. Got to be careful, though, because this is not a lot of Stalkers. And with Stim, it's really easy for Terran, if the Protoss missteps, to punish them.
Well, right now we do have Dream kind of chasing him down. Does back up. You don't want to fight against those Blinkstalkers there. They're just too mobile. You're just going to hemorrhage units. We do have some sentries on the way. Some more gateways being added as well. Yep, it does look... This is just like a modified build to what he used against Journey, it looks like. Like doing it on 2 bases because he has a gold. It's going to hit a little bit quicker.
Oop, almost getting that medevac. He does back out. It looks like the Warp Prism's going to come inside the main here, and he's going to not use it. I thought he might actually warp in here. Oh, he still can, though, because Terran's actually full-on chasing. God, that's really painful to see that just sitting there.
Chasing him all the way home right now. You know, if he had just warped in a few Adepts, maybe could have gotten some damage done. But
ooh, good job taking out that Observer there, too.
There's no way for Dream to actually get any damage. But as he scouts that there's no gold, I feel like this is when you run home. Like, if Protoss doesn't have a gold right now and you've seen this many Stalkers already,
do it, man.
He just is going to have way too many units. You can't do anything against that.
Yeah,
like,
definitely not coming up a ramp like that. There'd be a better arc there for Protoss.
It's this like kind of old rule. We haven't had to talk about it as much. Like, if you're playing against 2 base and you're on 2 base, your 2 base doesn't beat their 2 base.
Yeah,
Defender's advantage is a real thing.
Whenever you come out, you're coming out into where their line of production is, so they're just always going to have more than you.
Yeah, they're going to have the high ground and arc,
now,
everything.
Granted, there were a lot of probes taken out early on with that drop there, so but still, it's just unwise. You normally want to center a timing like that around whenever they're going to try to expand. Oh, he could actually just drop right under that, or not.
Or just not see it.
Or just not see it.
That prism. He probably thinks it's not even real. It's like, well, it just sat there, never warped in. It's probably just a hallucination. Wow, he just keeps sending hallucinated prisms to just sit near my base.
He's not even scouting me with
This is some real mind games.
Yeah,
That's like the Tasis warp prism. Doesn't actually do anything.
Well, they're both taking the gold bases now again. I think this game should go on. It is important to note that Dream is getting a pretty convincing lead here supply-wise.
Oh, we do have a couple Widow Mines actually being dropped.
He's just
he
not
doesn't
noticing.
see it.
Oh, a dozen probes.
That really hurts. Not as much as a baker's dozen would have, but still very painful. But in the meantime, you know, he is taking this other gold base, and that'll make up for a lot of it. But we have Liberators coming out, Dream walking up the map.
You know what? Actually, this attack might win. Protoss is making one Colossus and Thermal Lance isn't done, he's not going to have an optimal army to engage what Terran has. Terran's army is pretty damn
against
clean and
Liberators, you've got to meet him out, and he's not really doing that. Okay, he does set up these Liberation zones, and we do have to have Seed back up, but this is getting really tough. A huge arc here from Dream. He moves up the Liberators as well, and Seed in a lot of trouble.
All right, he just needs to leapfrog the Liberators up one more time, and there's nowhere for these Immortals specifically to hide. That's it, GG. Dream wins game number 1, crushing Seed.
Yeah, okay, so this game was really cool. What happened here? Seed, if Dream had taken a normal timing third base for a TVP, Seed would have gone with a big attack on that and tried to punish him. But both of them, and the thing is, Dream was setting up for the same thing. If Seed